in.
All right, guys, we're gonna get started. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming here tonight. It really means a lot to have everybody here. We have two guests from out of town that flew clear across the country to be here with us tonight. We have Garrity and a really good friend of mine, Tommy Johnson. Thank you guys so much for coming. You guys are probably wondering why I have a house full of people. Well, 3 months ago, my friend Tommy introduced me to this business opportunity. Before this, I have a traditional business myself. I have a bunch of FedEx ground routes, and I've been doing it for the past 4 years, and it's going very, very well for me financially, but it's a very tough business to manage, and there's a lot of headaches and obstacles and overhead and things that I just would be ridiculous to think that they're ever going to go away. So I've always been looking for something bigger and better, and 3 months ago, or actually, excuse me, 6 months ago, I was in Arizona with Tommy, and he was telling me about this vision that he had. Now, Tommy and I met a bunch of years ago in Las Vegas, and we've been itching to work together on something ever since we met one another. We're very like-minded individuals. He's a very ambitious, driven person, and he came up with this incredible concept. It's called Millionaire by 30, MB30, and he created this whole movement to help the under 30 market take control of their financial future. Now, guys, this thing has been going on for 6 months. It's been working already, okay, so it's non-debatable, it's non-negotiable, nobody can argue it. This thing is working, and this guy, Tommy, he knows what he's doing, he knows where he's going, he's taking this thing to the top, okay? So before I got involved in this business, I really looked at this thing very hard. I asked a lot of hard questions, okay, and once I got all the facts, okay, it's something that I decided I'm going to jump into doing. So, this has been going well, man. Clearly, look, we got a house full of people here. It's been going for about 3 months for me and my team. It's been going so well that the CEO of this company, this billion-dollar company, decided to fly out here. I was lucky enough to have dinner with him and Tommy tonight over at Haiku in White Plains, and we just got to talk about, like, you know, what I saw about this opportunity and my vision and where I'm going to take this thing. And I was lucky enough to hear from him and talk about his vision with where this thing is going. And man, this is really, really an exciting time, and I want to get Aaron up here. He's the CEO of this billion-dollar company named XANGO. He took it to $1 billion in sales in his first 5 years, and it's faster than a lot of companies, Starbucks, Microsoft, Apple. I mean, this guy really knows what he's doing. So you guys are in for a treat. Aaron,
Well, come on in, guys. Don't be afraid. Tommy's not going to hurt you. There's some space here, a couple seats. Let's give Billy and Samantha a big round of applause for that. Actually, I should say Billy and Samantha. You know, the story of MB30 really goes back 11 years when a couple of my buddies and I started a company by the name of XANGO. We started our story with this incredible botanical found in Southeast Asia, in places like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia. You know, in November of 2002, we drew a line in the sand. I was 33 years old. We drew a line in the sand saying, we're going to bring a botanical to market, having had a whole lot of experience in the health and wellness industry, a botanical to market that had never been brought to market before. And we were going to introduce it to the world. We were going to bring it in the form of a juice, and take that story to the world and tell the story of mangosteen. And that's really how this company got its start. You fast forward 11 years, XANGO is a multi-billion-dollar company. The air is very thin for companies that have been started from scratch and who have built into the billion-dollar range. That is what we're all about. The incredible thing is this company was started in living rooms. This company was started in one-on-one meetings at a Starbucks or at a coffee shop or wherever it might be. That's how this business is built. And you're going to learn from one of the greatest networkers of all time, Tommy Johnson, who happened to start his business when he was just 30 years old. I'll give you a little bit of background on it. Let me just tell you a little bit about XANGO so you know kind of the history leading up to this movement, which is truly at the ground floor. XANGO is a category creator. We introduced a category to market, the category of mangosteen. Not many companies get that capability to introduce a brand new category and bring it to market. Right? I think of a company that came to market in the late 1800s, sold in a little red can now. Coca-Cola. Okay, what's the category? Anybody know? Cola, right? Some people say pop or soft drinks, it's not that. Cola was the category. Cola was never known prior to Coca-Cola introducing cola to market. They actually defined the industry. They brought it to market as a health beverage. Did you know that? It was for stomach aches and headaches. Had some ingredients that made you kind of forget you had a stomach ache or a headache. Competitors came in. Pepsi. They used an ingredient by the name of Pepsin for stomach aches. Dr. Pepper came in. That's how the cola industry was actually formed. They introduced the category, and Coca-Cola has dominated the category that they introduced ever since. You take categories like Q-tip, cotton swabs is the category, Q-tip is the brand, Pampers, diapers is the category, Pampers is the brand, Mangosteen, XANGO is the brand, Mangosteen is the category. You see how powerful that is. We're first to market. We're a brand-centric company. You've probably seen we were the very first company to actually brand a professional sports team in the United States. Prior to XANGO branding the Real Salt Lake team, soccer team, never before had there been a professionally branded sports team in America. So we like to consider ourselves first to market in a whole lot of ways. Needless to say, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of folklore behind the use of this incredible botanical, and a company that prides itself in leading with the heart. That is the story of XANGO. That is the type of story that builds billion-dollar brands, and we're here to talk about an extension of that. I can tell you this, that success doesn't come to you. Billy knows that. He knows what it's like to invest tens of thousands of dollars to get a business started, and luckily he has a wife who is willing to support him and allow him to go after his dreams, and vice versa, to be honest with you. I mean, we're kind of a society that is reverting to not the way somebody's told us how to build income over the last century, but going back to what it really takes to be an entrepreneur. XANGO is a company that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit, that allows people to come in and actually build a business and take their dreams to the greatest heights. But success doesn't just happen, you have to work for it. The beauty about this business is the investment is very little, and Tommy's going to talk about that, but the return can be unbelievable, beyond your wildest dreams, because you come into this business, you automatically sign in 43 countries. XANGO is in 43 countries today. We started in one city, in one state, in one country 11 years ago. Today we're in 43 around the world. Tommy, how many countries is your organization in? 40. 40 countries. How many of those have you been to? Actually built
a couple.
Maybe two,
Yeah.
three?
Yeah.
Most of them we've actually taken Tommy to on top leadership retreats, you know, in some of the most exotic places on earth. But he's worked for it. The beauty is there is a plan for success, and Tommy can talk about that a little bit later. He who would accomplish little, says James Allen, author of As a Man Thinketh, must sacrifice little. He who would achieve or attain highly must sacrifice highly. That is kind of an eternal law. If you don't want to accomplish much in life, you don't have to sacrifice anything. I can guarantee you that. If you do, the sacrifice will be required. But let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, you're still going to work for being rich or poor, right? So you might as well get on a path that can allow you to build wealth and income and get you set in the right direction, so that you can reach your goals. Let me just go back to this. I give a speech that's called the first 17 days. We'll talk about it after the meeting. I don't have time to go into it tonight because of our next speaker. He's long-winded, right? And I gotta give him as much time as I possibly can. But, you know, XANGO started with great struggle. I give a speech called the first 17 days about the obstacles that are monumental that we had to overcome. And, you know, from dock strikes in California to false competitors going after us to multi-billion-dollar companies, you know, going after our name, we had to overcome these struggles just in the first 17 days, and it hasn't stopped since then. If you're going to have a successful business, there will be struggle. I can guarantee you that. But solutions are born of problems, right? Did we not talk about that earlier? Every time in Billy's business something goes wrong, he is a solution finder. And that's what entrepreneurs learn to do, is find solutions through the obstacles, because the return is there on the other side. And so that's one of the great things about this business, is you get to be able to not only learn along the way, but build wealth in a way that isn't really available in any other type of venture. Now, our speaker tonight, our featured speaker, is an incredible leader. His name's Tommy Johnson. He's a 200K select with XANGO. If you don't know what that is, it's a big deal. He's one of the top income earners, not only in this company, but in all of direct sales. I mean, he is a phenomenon. He started this business when he was 30 years old. He fell into it. It was his first networking experience. And he actually had a great mentor. And his mentor was a gentleman by the name of Bob Schmidt, who had actually been in networking and who took the time to build what he saw in Tommy, and that was a future leader. Tommy started this business from scratch when he was 30 years old. By the time he was 33, he became $1 million earner with the company. Now, he did that by investing $35 in his distributorship. That's really what it takes to get started. And he can tell you the rest of the story, but it's amazing. We actually asked Tommy to speak at one of our events in Mexico City this last year. Here's a gentleman who not only has built an incredible organization, but has been able to use his residual income to invest and build elsewhere. To date, I think he owns 27 houses across the country, and he's been able to buy those homes because of income he's earned with XANGO. So imagine what the potential is as you build wealth. Now I've got a number of degrees. I have 2 undergraduate degrees, one in international business, the other in humanities. I have a law degree. I have an MBA, and I can tell you that of all of the schooling that I have taken throughout my years, there is not one class or one professor that actually taught me how to build wealth, right? It's usually business management, or it's organizational behavior, or it's entrepreneurship, or whatever it might be, but not building wealth. That is one of the things that you have in a leader like Tommy, and there are others. Billy, I'm telling you, here's a guy who is set on course to build incredible wealth, and he's surrounding himself with a team of individuals that are going to go for it. This is just the beginning. You see this room? Next time we come, we won't be able to fit people in here. We'll be lucky to fit them in a I don't know, a hotel banquet lounge, whatever it might be. But I'm thinking Madison Square Garden. Let's do it. But this is the beginning, and kind of the eye-opener for Tommy, who built an incredible organization across the world, really from his home with a phone, was when he went to Mexico City with me back in February of this year. We have a leader, a 500K select by the name of Estela Salinas. This is Mexico City, where the average income is a quarter of what the average income is here. And she got a leader, 24 years old, who started to work with her. And what was interesting to Tommy was when he went there to speak, all of the leadership that walked up on the stage were in their 20s. And Tommy's eyes opened, and he thought to himself, you know, I've never actually built with this group. I started XANGO when I was 30 and kind of went on and went with my age group and above, and that's where I focused. And his eyes were open to see that there was a whole audience of about 4,000 people in that room who were mostly in their 20s. People who were taking on the role of entrepreneur, building their businesses and changing the world. And that's really when the whole concept of MB30 came to light. Tommy and I had dinner a couple weeks later in his hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, and MB30 was born. And MB30 is really nothing more than a line in the sand. Kind of like the line in the sand that we drew, saying we're going to take a botanical to market and tell the story to the world. MB30 is the same thing for a group of individuals, of young entrepreneurs who want to draw a line in the sand and say, I'm going to be a millionaire by 30. If Tommy could do it by 33, and I'm learning from a guy like that, I'm going to do it before the time I'm 30. And this movement has literally spread throughout the world. All you have to do is get on the MB30 Facebook site. There's an MB30 Russia, Moscow, CIS, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Spain, Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan. There are MB30 movements starting to take hold throughout all the world right now. And of course, New York, right? New York City. We lead with a product by the name of Limitless, which is mangosteen based, but it's an energy supplement, one of the fastest growing categories in all of beverage right now, growing by $15 billion in the United States alone over the next 5 years. What does that mean? It means opportunity. What does opportunity mean? People are going to make money. What does that mean? The timing couldn't be better. That's the bottom line. 2020 is really just an opportunity meeting. You get 20 people in a house, you hand out 20 samples. Anybody try the Limitless tonight? Feeling pretty good? Great. And you tell the story of the MB30 movement. That's what it's about, and it's a great story to tell. So MB30 is the movement, Limitless is the product, and 2020 is the opportunity. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the time over to 200K Select, Tommy Johnson.
And let's give another big round of applause for Billy and Sam for opening up their house. You know what? Are they just right next in line, AG? Do we need to go straight to them?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
However.
All right, well, you know, this is something I address in the under 30 mark. I'm so sick and tired of hearing people saying, is this a pyramid scheme? No, it's not a pyramid scheme, by the way. Pyramid schemes are illegal. It basically is a transfer. There's no product or service. It's you give me money, 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 with the promise of a big payday someday, provided the FTC doesn't shut the organization down. The company that Aaron built in 12 years is a multi-billion-dollar company. It's huge. They hit $1 billion faster than Microsoft, faster than Apple, faster than Nike, faster than Dell, faster than Starbucks, faster than Under Armour. It's a real company. You penetrated 43 markets the right way. So this is an international opportunity that you're hearing about tonight. And you say, well, what does that mean to me? I don't know anybody outside of New York. And maybe you don't. However, almost everybody that I've brought into this business in the 10 and a half years that my wife Lindsay and I have been doing this are all right in Arizona where we live. And as Aaron mentioned, our business has grown to 40 countries. And the same thing will happen for everybody in here. And I will teach you exactly how. If this is something you choose to do, we're going to be right there with you every step of the way. We're here on our dime because of this guy's leadership. Where's Patrick?
There.
Because this kid right here. Because Chelsea. Because these people are leading the way. In network marketing, you know the business model everybody says doesn't work. All of our broke friends tell us doesn't work. You spend your time with the people who you believe your money's going to come from. You spend your time, what's up, man? You spend your time where you're with the builders, with the leaders, with the people who do this professionally and do it with dignity and do it consistently and don't poke a stick at it like a hobby. They treat it like a real business. Again, we'll teach you exactly how to do this. As Aaron mentioned, the greatest thing that you'll gain if you choose to do this is mentorship. That's the biggest thing that changed in my life 10 and a half years ago was I met somebody and they taught me about something the right way. The reason most of our friends say this industry doesn't work is because they never met somebody who knew what they were talking about. They met somebody who tried it, who never learned how to do it right, that didn't know how to analyze the situation, that didn't know how to pick a team, that didn't know how to pick a company, that didn't understand the importance of being in the right place at the right time. Okay? And then worked on it. If they did, they'd be set for life. This is something that literally, and I'm going to throw some big numbers around tonight at the risk of running some of you off. I don't know how big you think. But if there's one big thinker like Billy, like Patrick in here, then I'm talking directly to you tonight, all right? If you know, if 20,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 100,000, $250,000 a month scares you off, sorry, we'll help you make less if that's what you choose to do. You know, we'll help you do it. If you want to make 500 a month, 1,000 a month, this is real. What you're hearing about is absolutely real. See, I stayed away from this industry my whole life. When I was in my late teens and my 20s, people approached me with it all the time. However, they used a bunch of hype, a lot of unrealistic expectations, no facts, and there was nobody making any significant money with the, and sustained it. So I just assumed it didn't work. Well, when I was 30 years old, my mom came to me. At that point in her life, she had been single for 17 years. She was over $100,000 in debt. She was the lowest she'd ever been as an adult economically. And she told me she was going to do this. And when she left, I called my sister and said, man, Mom's finally lost her mind. You know, she hit rock bottom. She's doing one of those pyramid things. And it just really, you know, it's funny to me now to think back on just how little knowledge I had as it related to this. And I was making that based off of assumptions from broke people. You know, it's kind of interesting. Well, after a while, she kept talking about it, so I started a diligence process in an attempt to find credible sources who said negative things about this industry. And then I would show her, somebody who had more credibility than I did in terms of economics, that it was a waste of time, that she was spinning her wheels. And I felt that was an obligation of mine, you know, as her son. And in the diligence process, I found the contrary. I found that wealthy people praised it, literally the richest people in the world. Guys, Donald Trump right here, loves network marketing, Bill Gates, Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, literally the richest people in the world. Praise it, don't accept it, they praise it. They write about it, they record audios about it, and define it as the best kept secret in the business world. Then broke people say it doesn't work. So when I found that got my attention. I thought, well, maybe it's time I stop listening to all the broke people in my life and listen to wealthy people. See, most people just go through their life just going work to home to work, work to home to work, work to home to work, and then they watch TV for the last few years of their life and they die and just a handful of people show up at their funeral. I don't want to be that person. I want to be average, okay? Hopefully you don't too. We're talking to people who are above average. Be complimented that you were asked to come here tonight because Billy is only looking for 3 or 4 people. Because Chelsea is only looking for 3 or 4 people. Because Patrick is only looking for 3 or 4 people. Because Frankie is only looking for 3 or 4 people. That's all it takes. 3 or 4 people who have a fire in their belly, that have some courage, that are coachable, that stick close in this unique timing. They're set for life. And I don't say that lightly. One person will change your life. In 10.5 years, I've enrolled 48 people now. That's it. Not 480, 48 people have chosen to join me. I didn't talk them into it. If you talk people into it, that's not our objective tonight. It's to help you make an educated decision to see if this is something you want to learn more about and do with us. If you do, let's go. We're going to go hard for the next few years. And I mean really hard. I'm going to explain why here in just a minute. But out of those 43, 4 or 5 of them treat this like a business and have stayed coachable and are set for life. See, the mentor that I met 10.5 years ago, when I found that information, I got to meet the guy Bob Schmidt, who Aaron mentioned. He ultimately became my rich dad. He taught me how money works. He taught me things school didn't teach me. He taught me about wealth. He taught me about leverage. He taught me about freedom. He taught me how to invest properly. He taught me about residual income. And let me give you a quick lesson, because I can't believe that people go to school for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years that they have no clue what residual income is. It's the dream. There's 2 types of money. One's earned income, and that's what most of our friends work for. That's what most of us are going to work for our entire life. That's where we trade hours for money. $10 an hour, $15 an hour. I can't even believe minimum wage is $7.50. Something like that. That's a joke. Seriously? People are working. People have business degrees and they're working at Jimmy John's or Subway. It's really tough out there. You know, let's just be honest. The job market sucks. There's a 54% unemployment rate under the age of 25, unemployed or underemployed. People are graduating with degrees with these huge, student loans that they just doubled from 3.4% to 6.8%. The only debt that you can't ever get away from, by the way, we can file bankruptcy on all of our real estate properties and buy again in a few years. But if you have student loan debt, you can't get away from it. The day you stop graduate, it just starts chasing you down and incurring interest. It is an absolute scam. $1.2 trillion. Now, I advocate school partially because I have to, so I don't make your parents mad. But look, here's the deal. The only way that we're going to be successful is if we understand leverage. Everybody who's successful is a business owner, and only 1 out of 100 people in America become successful financially. 95% of us, by the time we're in our 60s, will be dependent on the government or our family member. 5% can take care of themselves, 1's wealthy. Those are real numbers. You can't, facts, these are facts. You can't just run through your whole life and wait for success to attack you. You have to recognize opportunity, then you have to go hard. Because like Aaron mentioned, you're going to work hard either way. It's just as much work to be rich as it is to be poor. Pick something that can make you rich. Pick something that can give you freedom. And the income has to be residual. Because earned income is hourly wage, a salary, or a commission that you have to continue to recreate. Residual income is being paid multiple times on one effort. It's freedom. It's a dream. If Drake or Big Sean or somebody records a new song, and every single time that song gets downloaded on iTunes, every single time that it gets played anywhere in the world, doesn't matter if Drake is in the country that it gets purchased, it doesn't matter if Drake is sleeping or awake, it actually doesn't even matter if he's alive or dead because the money will go to a family trust. He and his family trust get paid forever on that effort. That's residual income. That's the dream. That's leverage. And people say, oh, network marketing, you got to be at the top. It's, pyramid scheme. That's just pyramid schemes. I don't even think there's been one since 1990. It's really a 20-year-old term. But network marketing, people think the top make the money. Yeah, they do make the money at the top. If you're in a company that has a compensation plan that's called a binary. It's an absolute license to steal. They feed the top. They're illegal in a lot of countries. Stay away from that. Other than that, it's a total level playing field. So every single person in here has the opportunity to out-earn Billy, to out-earn me, and frankly, to out-earn Garrity. We really do. We're only limited by our imagination. That's why I love the name of this product. They named it Limitless. It defines this opportunity. And it's the most healthy energy supplement you'll take. It actually is given back to your body first. It's given to your body. It's just miraculous that it works as well as it does. It's a transfer of dollars. Our friends are already spending money on some companies that are never going to pay them. They have other products for working out and so forth that are outstanding, but this is the one we're going to focus on. If you guys want to be successful, we focus on market trends. Aaron Garrity gets it. XANGO is the best in the industry at analyzing market trends and bringing a product to the market that's a better solution to a trend. Okay? The second you sign up with the XANGO distributor, you have access to this product that is less expensive than what people are spending money on, that works better, that's healthy first, that won't fry your adrenal glands. It'll actually help your adrenals start firing again, which is your natural energy. That's why everybody's consuming all these energy drinks, because the caffeine is synthetic. Okay? And coffee being caffeine exhausts your adrenals at a very accelerated rate. This won't. And so it's actually kind of, it seems to me like kind of a combination, and this you guys will probably think is funny, but a kind of a combination from a really healthy energy drink and an Adderall. Because it really increases your mental clarity, your mental focus, your mental acuity, and there's ingredients in there that are made to do that. There's no crash, there's no sugar or anything like that, but everybody that ever buys the product in your organization, you get paid. That's all network marketing is, you guys. It's a different way to bring a product from a manufacturer to a consumer. That's it. Traditional business that we're all okay with, let's say Red Bull manufactures a can of Red Bull, let's say it costs 10 cents to manufacture. Then they sell it to a global distribution company with a markup. Then they sell it to a national distribution company. Then they sell it to a local distribution company here in New York, where they sell it to the retail outlets, the convenience stores, gas stations, wherever you go buy it. And they mark it up all along the way. And they all take their profit margins and sell it to you at the full retail, the highest market. See? And then they pay traditional advertising, TV commercials, magazine ads, billboards. You know, the real pyramid scheme is Facebook. You guys built it, and Zuckerberg's the only one that makes money. It's really interesting. Network marketing is the polar opposite. It is the polar opposite of what people think it is. It's just a lack of knowledge. So then in network marketing, they manufacture a product. Then we tell our friends about it. They send it directly to the consumer, to the person, you and your friends. And every time they do, you get paid. We are the advertising. That's it. People who have the courage to open up their house on a whatever day of the week this is, you know, and invite people. People have the courage to talk to their friends. You don't have to be an expert on the product, industry, comp plan, nothing. All you need to be good at is being an expert is getting us in front of people. We will teach you how to do it. You do not need to know everything. If you want to be successful in this, I would take ignorance on fire over knowledge on ice all day. You'll learn as you go. If you start a job, do you know everything the first day? No, you learn. Except you'll earn as you learn here. And it's your business. You get paid every single week and every single month, and you build an asset. You start building something that's yours, and then you can walk away from your job. So, this company, again, 12 years. Why this company? Because there's a lot of network marketing companies. Tomorrow night you can go to a different one. It might sound similar. The biggest thing that I've learned in the 10.5 years, let's just say 11, is that there's dramatic differences in these opportunities. Huge differences in the doability and the sustainability. And again, timing is absolutely critical. So, when I got the facts and started meeting this guy, Bob Schmidt, who educated me, and then I met other people that were successful with it, I couldn't justify they could do something that I couldn't do. They were living the lifestyle that I dreamt I would create. I mean, who in here would like to be a millionaire by 30? So everybody. I'll talk to you the way that I would want somebody to talk to me. Okay, it's not going to just happen. Why not be a multi-millionaire, multi-millionaire? I had the worst experience flying over here. I will never fly U.S. Air. Again, if I can at all help it, all right? The worst customer service I can think of, man, I need to build this thing bigger so I can buy a jet. This is bull, Why not? Do you think, who says that jets and things are reserved for just the chosen few, just the people we watch on TV, just the people that we listen to on the radio? Why? Who said, whose idea was that? And whose idea was it to retire at 65? That's stupid. Let's get filthy rich in the next 3, 4, 5 years and then do whatever we want. Focus now, have discipline, Work hard, play the rest of your life. Most people will play now and work hard the rest of their life. Don't be most people. You know, I just decided not to be that person. 3 years later, I was a millionaire. Didn't just happen overnight. Let me see if I can get to these slides. Oh no, I'm not going to go through all these, except I want to show you how the money works, okay? Because everybody says, you know, one of the unrealistic expectations in network marketing is you're going to get rich overnight. No, this is going to be work. However, timing is absolutely critical, and I'm going to close with that here in just a couple minutes. We're paid two ways in XANGO. We're paid weekly, and I don't show the weekly checks. The weekly checks are just our earned income. It's just like selling something, and when you sign somebody up, you get paid the next week. And that's just designed to cover the cost of your product. It's not designed to set you free. The residual income, the money that we discussed earlier, that comes in every month no matter what, where you're being paid on everybody's efforts. And by the way, nobody has a problem with Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, having over 70,000 employees and get a little piece of all their effort. But network marketing they do, nobody's going to pass Bill Gates. Here, again, you can out-earn me, and I'll help you do it. And what's about to happen with this unique timing, with something this guy did, Garrity, who was recently written up in Harvard Business Journal as one of the greatest minds in terms of innovation. They did a DNA spotlight on trying to get into the DNA and the mindset of some of the greatest innovators in the world. And if you want to be successful, you have to innovate. Okay? He does it for us. And in that magazine, they had the CEO of Southwest Airlines, the CEO of eBay, the CEO of Skype. They had Steve Jobs, Michael Dell, and they had Aaron Garrity written up in this article. This guy knows, he observes trends, and then he acts on them. That's really how MB30 came about. It's just, he told a bit of the story, and then I talked to him afterwards, and then I sat down with him in February and said, look, I think that we're onto something here. And he saw it instantly. He goes, this is going to be way bigger than you think it's going to be. For the first time in the history of network marketing, you guys, you have a multi-billion-dollar brand partnering with, and this is history. He will not be in this house very often. This cannot be duplicated very often. You guys are watching something unfold around you that will be very difficult to duplicate. This will change the industry. What you're watching right now has changed the company in a short period of time. And by the way, you are MB30. Patrick's MB30. You're MB30. You're MB30. You're MB30. I'm not. It's a billion-dollar brand within a billion-dollar brand. It's Apple recreating itself with a MacBook, with an iPad, with an iTouch, with an iPhone. That's what it is, but you own it. You are the brand, and you're edified from Apple, from the Apple of network marketing from day one. I don't know how to articulate what that really means to you, but it means massive opportunity in a relatively short period of time. It's never been done before because it takes a CEO that's humble, that's hungry, that's in the trenches, that isn't comfortable at a multi-billion-dollar company, that wants to be number one. He's motivated by being number one, just like we are. You know, my son and I, he's watching in, we have hundreds watching in right now on Ustream, but my son, he was texting me, and he said, you know, he just a few minutes before the meeting, and we and I have a game plan together. He's a competitive basketball player. He plays year-round. We're at our home away from home is the basketball court, and that was one of the things that motivated me to do this, was to be able to be at home with my family. Where most people are at work, working their jobs, dropping their kids off at basketball camps, dropping their daughter off, missing out on the most important things in life. With the network marketing, when you build residual, you can go and go wherever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want. But we have a project called Project Number One. He's going to work on being the best point guard in Arizona, and I'm going to work on building the #1 team, starting right here with Billy, and all of XANGO, and all of it, the MB30 movement, and all of what's about to happen on October 1st, the launch of a whole new division within a company, an industry game changer that's never happened before, that's putting you guys all at day one at XANGO all over again. We're going to go #1. We're going to go #1? Yeah. We're going #1. This team is going #1. So come with us. Come with us. What's the other option? Work for somebody? Be told where to be, when to be there, how much you can make, how much you can't make for the rest of your life? That sucks. That's a horrible plan. It's horrible. That's one of the reasons young people, you know, this is about retiring your parents. How many people's parents in here, both your parents are retired? How many? You know, most of our parents are having to work 2 jobs. We watched our parents lose their houses, their happiness, their cars, their jobs on a scale that's never been seen before in America. And we all think going back to school is the answer. How in the world is a $50,000 or $60,000 a year employee going to teach you how to be a millionaire? It's not going to happen. Go to learn to read and write. It's important. And go for the discipline. But if you want to be wealthy, you have to learn from somebody who is wealthy. Right? So, this was our first month check, our first month residual check. We knocked the leather off the ball, 18 bucks. $28. All my friends, all my broke friends, you can't do this, it's a pyramid, you got to be in early, you know, you don't quit your day job. Sitting in cubicles telling me I can't make it when I'd already made an educated decision. And interesting to me when our friends say, well, I'll just watch you, let me know when you're making $500 or $1,000 a month. Really? No thanks. That shows how little belief they have in you. Alright? So you need to believe in your circle of influence, believe in your friends. But they were all laughing at me, but I had millionaires and multi-millionaires in this year not only telling me why it works, why this is unique timing, why this company, why this team, and what to do, and they were doing it with me, just like we will with you. Okay? Who are you going to listen to? Don't look at your friend who invited you here and say, well, what do you think? Who cares? Are they going to pay your bills? Really? You know, with all due respect, don't go talk to your parents. I mean, talk to your parents, but let them talk to me. Let me talk to them. Let them talk to Aaron. Let us educate them. Don't listen to somebody who's making 30, 40, 50, 60, $100,000 a year just getting by 10, 20, 30 years into it. About this opportunity. Let us teach them. We will educate them, and they will support this. The only people that aren't going to do this with you are know-it-alls and pessimists. Nobody wants to miss this timing. Because let me show you what can happen for you, but what we're about to do is going to absolutely squash what is already done. All right, from the corporate level and from the field. We're the field. We're the distributors. You guys will be plugging into some people who know what they're talking about, that know how to do this. All right? The fourth month, $73. Just, you know, you keep putting time into it. This is something that takes a minute to get going. Freedom takes a minute. The fifth month, $460, $750, $760, $900, $1,000. Or not, let's just say right here, well, there's one missing. There's a $1,000 one in between. On the 9th month, it was $1,000 a month. Now that's residual income. That's coming in addition to what we were making with our job, and it's starting to go. Network marketing is like a rocket ship taking off. It's full throttle to get it up there, but once you break the stratosphere, it goes on its own. Then it starts to go so fast, you can't slow it down. It's like a snowball. You can't run. Once you get momentum, you can't run around to the front side of it and stop it. It's going. It's going. You can't stop it. And especially when you're in at the right time. Once you hear the stories, network marketing goes in cycles. All businesses go in cycles, okay? All businesses go in cycles. If you have the right people at the helm of the company, they can always trend upwards. Yeah, they'll go in cycles. But if you look at the history of this industry, the second growth curve, or S-curve, are always the big one. That's where we're at right now, the very front side of a huge growth curve that is powered by MB30, powered by your generation. And we got the world's best CEO adjusting the business model to fit into the most socially connected group of people in history. The generation that built Facebook, just a billion out of 7 billion people. You're seeing things, you're about to see things that have never been seen before. But what's the next 12 months? 1,600, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8, now we're jumping 2 to 3 or 4 or 5,000 every single month. 10,000, 10,000, 13,000, 18,000, 21,000, 25,000. Now you'll notice every third month it says bonus month, because when you get to a certain level, you participate in a bonus pool, where in essence you're an owner of the company. There's never a product that's sold anywhere in the world that you don't get a little piece of. I don't care if it's coming from Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Australia, Mexico, Canada, you know, Australia, Germany. It just doesn't matter. So you have to begin with the end in mind. Everybody in here has the opportunity to get there. See, there's 120 millionaires. Aaron's company created 120 millionaires in their first 10, 11 years. No company in this industry that I'm aware of has even come close to that. Why? Because they know how to do things right. They know how to make the right products. They created the right opportunity ultimately. They made the marketing plan work. They made it the most fair that's ever been done before. So, and the outcome was more people made more money than any other company. Well, what we're about to do with this reset button, in essence, starting over with a greater opportunity, with a refined marketing plan, with a tailored to your generation, in the timing in the universe when people needed it the most. You know, when we're the most hungry than we've ever been. People are dying of water out there, and we are practically giving away, you know, free water. This is why I'm here. I don't need to be here. Aaron's right. We have 20-some properties. We could live off the cash flow that we make off that. We'll teach you how to do that. We'll teach you how to invest. We'll teach you how to put your money to work, which is, again, leverage. That's what my mentor did for me. But I don't need to be here, but I think bigger. Aaron doesn't need to be here. He thinks bigger. We want to be the biggest it's ever been, guys. I hope you realize that that's going to happen with or without everybody in here. It's going to happen with or without. MB30 is now happening without me. You know, and I have come up with the idea, and now it's going without me. It doesn't matter. God willing, we want to lead, and I want you guys, and you guys are part of the plan. So, 21,000. Now, 9 months to 1,000. 12 months later, over 24,000 a month. All right. Remember the snowball? Let's look at the next 12 months. 27, 30, 49,000. Moved up to another pay rank. 34,000, 35, 52, 36. My friends weren't laughing anymore. 42. So 2 years into it, 9 months, and then 2 years after that, we're 9 months 1,000. 2 years later, we're making over 48,000 a month. 54, 38, 37, 57, 43. I think you get the point though. 63, 45, 45. This is every month, all profit. 60, 47. I was a millionaire by the time I was 33. I didn't start till I was 30. Okay, you guys have the opportunity to be millionaires by 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There's nothing that I did that you can't do. And my job is to condense your learning curve and teach you how to do it. And do it with you. And I'm going to. 45, 47, 69,000, 49,000, 49,000, 114,000. So 9 months to 1,000, 12 more months to 24,000, 12 more months to 48,000, and 18 more months of over $100,000 a month. So what changed? I met somebody who knew what he was talking about, who coached me and mentored me. So, real quick and I'm done. What Aaron did is he started a new division within the company. Basically, we're in pre-launch right now. So the most successful network marketing company in the history of the industry in their first decade, in terms of help in making people more money, hit 100 million in annual sales faster than any company in history, hit $250 million faster than any company in history in this industry, and hit $1 billion cumulative faster than any company in this industry, and made more people more money, is basically just came up with an innovative idea to start a new division within the same company and select a few products, took the marketing plan, and it seems like they added a whole bunch to it. Really. They switched things around. If there was any complaint about XANGO's comp plan, it's gone. Anything somebody can nitpick, they just made it easier to make more money quicker. They just made it easier to make $1,000 a month residually in half the time, with half the effort, building half the business. They just put more money on the backside of the plan. My check would probably be right now $15,000, $20,000 a month more with what they did. They just made it this way better. So we are literally pre-launch without the risk. We're at the very, very, very beginning of a huge growth curve, and this MB30 movement has had a 6-month head start and has helped to cause, to tweak some of these things. I told people from the beginning, I said, in 3 months you won't recognize MB30. 3 more months you won't recognize MB30. 3 more months you won't recognize MB30 because we're moving so fast, and there's so many changes that are making this better for you. So this really is the best opportunity I've ever seen in my life. This will be the biggest growth curve that this industry's ever seen. You're looking at it right here at the very beginning. This, I honestly believe, with every bit of conviction, every bit of passion that I can possibly deliver to everybody in here, that we're about to change the world with this. This is going to change the world. And we're already started an impact where we're helping people and giving to charities. This thing is going to be huge. And our international convention is in less than 5 weeks. Anybody who can get there needs to be there. We had somebody sign up today and commit Sean right on the spot. This thing's amazing. So get with the person who invited you. We're going to stick around. DJ Frank over here is getting ready to kick the music back on. And we're getting ready to blow this thing up. I will be here all day tomorrow. If you want me to meet with any of your friends, we build this on Skype. We do it over the phone. I will start to travel wherever your business starts to grow to help build your business. I will be with everybody in here every single step of the way, provided you do your part. That's to be coachable and discipline yourself to be consistent. Don't sign up and say, hey, I'm going to try it out for a couple months. No. If you do this, plan on being here in a year. We're going to have to go hard for a while because we're going to lead, you guys. We're going to lead, and we're looking for leadership. Speaking of leaders, I'm going to ask my man, Aaron Garrity, who is literally the biggest thinker that I've ever met in my life, the greatest visionary that I've ever met, and become one of the best friends that I've ever had. And so, Aaron Garrity, if you can come back up, and then I'll be around to answer questions. I appreciate you guys.
Henry John. That's cool. $10 million earner, Henry Johnson. It's happening right now. Guys, all you have to do is get on Facebook. You can see all of the activity that's taking place all over the world. As a matter of fact, I think we'll do a post here. Let me just get a quick picture. Okay, everyone stand very still. Ready? Don't move. Boom. It's that easy. It's happening before our very eyes. You know, networking is the future. You see large institutions throughout the world crumbling before our very eyes. The ones that were established in the 1800s, the 1900s, networks are taking over. Networks are becoming more and more important, and so is networking through business. Networks that didn't exist 10 years ago are some of the largest networks on earth today. Facebook, you know, they started less than a decade ago, and there's over 1 billion people connected immediately. We are in a day and age where we can actually have a thought, an idea, a business opportunity, and share it immediately with everyone we know. That is power. And I'm telling you, those who are a part of this generation have really more power than anyone who's been a part of networking in the past. A lot of people ask me, as chairman and CEO of a multi-billion-dollar brand, what does it take to build an organization so quickly, so big, so strong? You know, it really comes down to three things. One, vision. Two, a world-class product. And three, a world-class opportunity. The vision is simple. Just like it was the day we started with XANGO. The vision is MB30. Without vision, I've always been taught, people perish, right? If you have vision in your own life, in your personal life, of where you want to be, not just going through life, kind of showing up at your job and showing up to lunch, being told when to go to lunch and go eat and then go home. Having a true vision of what you want to accomplish. Goals set. These are the things these guys are ready to teach. Tommy offered himself, he's here tomorrow, use that. You're not going to have access to that all the time, man. Get over here. I mean, that's pretty much the message. So MB30 is the vision. Millionaire by 30, the line in the sand. The product, the world-class product, is limitless. It's a product that's changing lives, a product that will change lives, and one that offers an incredible amount of opportunity. And that's just the beginning. Once you come in, you can see all the incredible products that XANGO offers that are literally life-changing, especially one that we're launching next month, which is a perfect segue to what you guys are doing. Third is a world-class opportunity. XANGO is a company that has created millionaires the world over, but for all those millionaires that there are in the world, there are people who have earned incredible livelihoods, incomes. We celebrate our successes in the most exotic places on earth. Places like Phuket, Thailand, Paris, France, Venice, Italy, Rome, wherever it might be, that's where we have our meetings for our leadership, for our distributor leadership. Why not? It is the most unbelievable company you've ever been a part of. So, guys, we have all three. The vision,
Can
the
I just,
world-class product, and the opportunity.
I just want to say something to everyone. This literally is the beginning of a new division, like XANGO starting all over again. Not only, but with MB30, powered by MB30. We're gonna this is going to be a company takeover. I firmly believe. Watch, mark my words. Take my name to it. Put my name to it. Take it to the bank. This group, you are the next generation of this opportunity. And when you hear of network marketers in the industry that are making 100,000 a month, 150, 200,000 a month, even 50,000, you miss the opportunity to be that person. Right now, at the very beginning, everyone in here has the opportunity to be recognized, to be the top person, to be the person. Right now, we're looking for people that we can take to 1,000 a month, because that will increase the belief in this movement. Okay, when we get several making 1,000, if you're that person, well, then it goes to 2. You see what happens. See, you can go into other companies sometimes, and you're at the wrong point in an S curve. But you're right at the very, very beginning of a big growth curve, which is when you want to pour it on. So we've done this before. We're just going to go a lot bigger. We refined it and are taking it to another level. And so you guys have the opportunity to literally, and again, if there's any big thinkers in here, you have that opportunity in the next 12, 18 months to be the person making thousands per month that goes to tens of thousands, to hundreds of thousands, that become the story that everybody's telling in the company all around the world to grow their businesses. That's when you go from, 10,000 a month to 20 to 50 to 90 to 100 to 150 really, really, really fast. So, I mean, the upside is that big, and it's almost hard to comprehend that the upside is so great with such a small investment. However, right place, right time, right team, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. I've said for the last couple of years, XANGO is creating XANGOs within XANGO. What does that mean? Well, what we did as a company our first 5 years, there are organizations that will do in the next 5 years. Organizations within XANGO. MB30 is just that, and quite frankly, I think it'll be the first. The first that will be able to do $1 billion in volume. That means 500 million paid out in commissions during that period of time. XANGO hit $1 billion in its first 5 years, faster than Microsoft, faster than Nike, faster than Dell Computers. I mean, we hit $1 billion in 5 years. There will be organizations in this company that have that capability, and MB30 is it. So we literally are on the ground floor of an incredible movement. Guys, take advantage of the great leadership that's in this room and be a part of it. God bless you and thanks for coming.
Guys, thank you all for coming. We're gonna kick back on the music. Tommy and Aaron will be around talking to you guys if you guys have any questions, all right? Thank you again.
Yeah, we got the registration forms and everything. If you guys want to start building, we'll start now. We'll start tonight. We'll start talking to people. We'll start doing calls. We'll start doing meetings. Tonight, we'll start building your business. You know, I believe in doing things sooner than later. So let's go. Yeah, thanks guys.
Right, all right.